Hello, and welcome to the Libri Labra Book Club. I am joined today by my husband, John, aka BookTube Hubby, and also Book Club VIP member, Tom. And we're going to be talking about.
You say it?
What? Klaus?
Klaus.
By Grant Morrison and illustrated by Dan Mora. And we will go into initial thoughts, and then we'll be jumping into spoiler territory. So if you don't want to be spoiled, go read it and then come back and watch this later. Also, just as a quick heads up, if you ever want to join us on the discussion, you can do that like on camera. You can do that by becoming a patron at patreon.com/Libri Labra. And there are a few different perks that you get for signing up. You get behind the scenes footage, you get some photos of things happening, you get bloopers, you also get to be part of a rotation where you get to pick the books that we read each month, and we also have an exclusive Facebook chat where we talk about the media we've been consuming. And you can also get a custom bookmark and priority commenting in YouTube videos, stuff like that. So it really depends on what tier, but that is an option. So even if you're not ready to join, you can go check it out and follow and interact. All right, so this was Tom's pick.
What?
Yeah. So tell us what was going on. Did you have? There was no selection. You just said
no. I said we need to read Klaus.
Yeah. Okay.
It'll be in December, so I rarely do that, but I felt this was important.
And was this a reread for you?
Yes. I originally discovered it last year or the year before on a Discord comic book club that I belong to. One of the great people nominated it, and then I read it. It's like, oh my god, this is amazing. So that's why I insisted on Klaus around Christmas time. This being the day after Christmas, of course. Happy holidays for those.
Happy holidays,
Happy
everyone.
holidays, everybody.
So initial thoughts.
Going in, I was excited just because of the
cover.
Sure, part of it, yes, the cover. The premise is I like the idea of Santa Claus.
The cover artist appreciates your. Yes, that's not the cover I have, but yes.
Right, but Dan Mora has done a good job with a lot of them.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I like the idea of Santa Claus being a badass.
Interestingly,
we watched how far into this we would bring this up.
Yeah,
we decided we were going to watch a Christmas movie last night. We were going to have traditional lasagna.
I hope I know where this is going. But go ahead.
We ended up watching Violent Night.
Oh no, that's not where I thought this was going.
And there was, some similarities.
Very, 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 very similarities. Oh, yes.
It was funny. It was a good movie, though.
Yeah, I would suggest going to watch it if you enjoyed this.
Okay, all right, I will check it out. No, where I thought you were going was the movie Klaus on Netflix, which is really good. Different.
You need to watch that too, then.
Yeah,
might have to check that out. So, I was also excited, probably because of the cover and the wolf, and just how Santa Claus began sound like an interesting premise. Yes. So, and from the first few pages, he seemed like a cool dude.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So I guess we can jump into spoiler territory. And Tom, since this was your pick, I'll let you lead the discussion.
Okay. Well, one of the reasons I picked this is, to me, and I told you this when I picked it, is it's like a holiday movie in comic book form. And somebody in my comic book Discord said, this is like Santa as a superhero, and it's like, well, you know what, you're right. So, and I've read Grant Morrison is one of my favorite authors. If you haven't read his Animal Man run, it's really, really good. But that also interested me, and the art by Dan Mora is fantastic. There's some of my favorite panels in there. But it takes, it's like Santa year one essentially. Of and it goes through. We have, of course, the bad guy from Central Casting, and he's like, oh, we have to unearth this thing, and I'll give me power and such.
Right.
Haha.
It's about power.
Yeah. But what was interesting to me in the book was the family dynamics there. I can't remember. It was Jonas as the kid, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And what was the actual Baron's name? I don't remember.
I
don't
don't
remember either.
remember
But wow,
either.
how do we do this?
Which kind of says a lot too, but yes.
No, not my lord.
No.
So we have to find a place where someone's mentioning him, not where he's
Yes,
at.
by name, yeah. Well, we know who he is, but
Well, the Baron is enough.
Yeah, the riveting content aside, yeah. And I think the actions between him, Lady Dagmar, and Jonas are interesting throughout the book. And I don't know. For me, Lady Dagmar was one of the more problematic characters in the way she was portrayed.
In what sense?
In the sense that, well, first of all, you get to, I mean, there's one scene where she's actually playing, like interacting with Jonas, playing with him. And I get the impression it's like, this is the first time this has happened, isn't it? And maybe, she just like was, okay, I'm in this, and, I'm a woman in like a feudal society, and this is my lot. And then she just checked out, The other thing is when, oh no, the people totally don't hate us. And yeah, they freaking do.
Yeah.
It's like, so, you can be in your cocoon a little too much, but, but for all that, I mean, she is a good character. It's just those couple of things. It's like, I kind of see where you're going with this, Grant, but, I'm not sure I agree. So.
I was, because, Lady Dagmar seemed like she was a good person and she wanted the best for her son. But at the same time, I was like, why is he such a bratty, like, why isn't there more of her in him, at least in the beginning?
Well, the inference being is that she just didn't interact with him all that much. That's my inference anyway. And when she actually did, he was actually, oh no, I don't have to destroy these toys. I can actually play with them.
Yeah, and he was an only child. I don't know. I feel like that was a little stereotypical, just of like only child having all the toys and not really caring about any of them. I feel like I've known a bunch of people like that.
I mean,
honestly, that could be said of the Baron too. He had the whole baroncy. It's like that's still not enough.
Do we have part of the story where a Baron before him was mentioned, or because I found the name Baron Bjorn? Was he Bjorn, or was that somebody before this previous Baron?
I remember
this current Baron.
How he got to be Baron was he apparently murdered his father and blamed it on Klaus.
Oh,
and so it could be, yeah.
So I want to know what kind of experience we've had of Klaus previously. Like, I feel like there's a story before this that we...
Well, they kind of tried to put that in there. Like they showed that, yeah, of course there's more. But they showed like little snippets of him and Lady Dagmar when they were young or whatever. Yes. Like the three of them, essentially.
Yeah, when Klaus actually visits her in her, I guess, boudoir, for lack of a better word, and they say, "Oh, hey, that's you," and I thought you were dead, that sort of a thing.
Right. So, it seemed like they had because apparently there had been mention of the wild man in their previous life ahead of time, because even the Baron had brought it up and was complaining about it. You and your wild man and this and that. So.
I don't understand how she ended up with that guy either.
I think she talks about it like a bit in the book, but I don't remember what the reasoning was. Either he like forced her into it or something. But yeah, but I think there was a reason.
Or maybe she just felt so betrayed by Klaus.
Klaus, yeah.
Yeah.
The Baron's portraying himself the victim, so yeah. So,
right.
So maybe he was a different person back then, where he hid what he really was. So,
or the money is a factor, or the fact that she wanted to make sure that her son is taken care of, but the Baron was the only one that could really take care of.
Right.
Messy.
Yes, but I liked how, they have Klaus as a simple trader, and he comes back to his hometown, and it's everything sucks here now because the Baron's doing all this stuff, and Klaus obviously takes it upon himself to say, well, we're going to change things around here, and just how it's like, okay, they're on the lookout for me in the streets. Where can I go? I know, on the rooftops. Down to the chimney. It was just a nice how they incorporated all the mysteries.
Yeah.
So, and how red and white is the color of their troops and that sort of a thing. So, and then what?
I laughed at the Baron of Blood reference that I had heard the other day.
Well, there is a DC character I think called Baron Blood, but that's another third story. At any rate, and of course he runs afoul of the law eventually and gets killed. But then we have the spirits, which is one of the best sequences in the book. The wild spirits, like for the art. It's like
right.
It's so hard to show music in a comic book, but I think Mora did an excellent job, showing.
Yeah, those pages were very colorful and vivid.
Yes. And how they implant the runes on him. I can't remember what like Joy's one, and I forget what the other two are, but giving him this power. So, well, I'm trying to think of what else.
What was the wolf's name?
Lily.
Yes,
Lily unfortunately gets killed too. In case. And I know I told you belatedly. Yes, it's a holiday story, but it's not a story for children. I don't think.
No.
Wait, but does Lily stay dead?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't remember her dying.
Well, they both had to die in order to become what they became.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I was just gonna say she was my favorite character.
Well, you're probably not alone in that regard. So, but no, and that goes back to the ancient idea of winter is rebirth. You come back as something better, or use that time to come back as something better than you were. So, all these like ancient myths are incorporated into this as well. So I think, which is another thing I liked. Trying to think what else. And of course, we have the injustice of having the service work in the mines. 16 hours a day or whatever it is. And to unearth what I would call is their notion of Krampus.
Right.
That's
what it's like. But everybody's always trying to unleash hell on Earth.
Yes.
Oh, because of whatever power they think they can control.
Right. And again, it's not being satisfied with the toys you have. And that's to say, hey,
okay, there you go.
The same thing. But like father, like son in that regard. So, and of course, we come to the inevitable villain betrayal. It's like, oh, you promised me all the power. It's like, well, here it is. Boom. So, what did you guys think of the pacing of the story? How about that?
I like it. It felt like smooth pacing to me.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like flashbacks where there needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think I really, really appreciated the writing. Like,
yes.
I don't know if I can narrow it down to the dialogue, but it felt just good, obviously. But I don't know. I just remember reading it and just feeling like it flowed really well. And
yes, I was going to use the word fluid.
Yeah, none of it felt cheesy, or it just felt like really authentic, and I enjoyed it. I thought the writing was really good.
Well, yeah, I mean, Morrison is obviously a veteran comic writer, but he doesn't do the wall of text, which like you're going through the story, and all of a sudden, okay, here's like this page-long description. It's like no, they uses a lot of the art a lot of the times to tell the story.
I appreciate that too.
Yeah. Which brings me to one of my other points. One of my all-time favorite comic book panels is in this book right at the end, where they show like the big Christmas tree, and they show the slivers of time that pass, between Klaus and Dagmar. Yeah. And there's a book out there with there's a different book, different author and such that has eternal mercenaries, and they're always talking about, oh, how we can't explain,
The passage of
the
time.
drawbacks of being eternal. This does it in one page, done. It's like, okay, we get it. It's like right at the end.
So this one?
Yeah.
It has the four panel. Yeah. Yes, that one. Yeah. And if you look closely, you can see what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember seeing this. I was like, she looks a lot older there.
Yes. And then when you turn over the next page, that's also, yeah.
More of the story.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah, well, we did say spoilers, but
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see that he's attending Dagmar's funeral.
Right.
And that's actually his son there, not him. He's in the back because you can see him with Lily.
He's back here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like he's like ready. It's like he's really ready to take on being
whatever's next. Yeah.
Yeah, Santa Claus rather than or Klaus.
So this is Jonas.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Wish for me
She's so
when
cute.
the nights are long and the days grow cold.
I want a white wolf.
Yes. And then the other big scene. I don't know if you want to get the book out again.
No.
Yeah.
Is the lettering and such when he actually takes out Krampus. And it's yes, this artwork is spectacular, but
I love it.
What
There's
he
even
says.
more.
What he says.
Oh.
No, but he says there are no bad children.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's the whole thing he says? There are no bad children.
Yeah.
Is there more?
You made me laugh for the first time in too many years. You know what else is funny? Oh, that's when he took him out. Okay.
Yeah. It's like right at the end.
God, children belong to me. Okay, so
It's probably the other way.
Yeah, let me see if I can grab it here. It's almost like, again, almost to the end. But
there are no bad children. Yeah, he yelled it. He yelled it.
Yeah. It's just like,
You don't get any.
What? You don't get any?
Well, yeah, because he was like, give me all the children.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. That's what he said. He
said, give me all the bad
kids.
children, something like that.
Yes.
That was a hell of a creature, too.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I didn't want to knock it over.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just a very stunning, the art is really, really good in that scene. Plus, like I said, the sentiment, because this is about, again, renewal, you don't have to be what you always were. So, which I appreciated.
And now, because there's another one in this series, right?
There's two of them in this series. Yes.
Okay.
I've read them all. I actually read the third one.
And are they just is it just 1, 2, 3 kind of in order?
It's like adventures of, like they say, the adventures of Santa Claus. So there was it's Snow Witch is the first one, and then I have to think that Morrison saw Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. I'll just leave it at that for the second one. Let's see. The one after that is the third volume is The Crying Snowman, which is really good. But I guess, well, I don't want to spoil it. One of the best ones is The Life and Times of Joe Christmas. And the joy in that one was discovering how the story is told. So, but yeah, they were. I loved all of them.
It's cute descriptions. The joy in that one, right?
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
So
my copy had alternate covers.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I love the artwork in that. Oh,
Yeah.
It was great.
yeah, they're all so different.
Plus it takes, we know we're going to end up. It's just how we get there. And, I thought this was a good path through. I mean,
I actually just really enjoyed the consistencies between this and the movie we watched yesterday.
Oh, this was really interesting.
Like I really think you'll enjoy it.
Okay, I will give it a shot then.
It's gory though. I don't know if you like gore.
It's definitely gory.
Wow.
I mean, Violent Night is definitely it lives up to its name.
We were watching it on Christmas, and I was like, "Was this the right choice?" I mean, it's
well, that's like this book. It's like as I was like, "Oh yeah, it's a holiday book." And then I actually read it again. I was like, "Oh no."
Yeah, even as like the ending credits, as it was like showing the names, it was splattering blood on the screen, and I was like, "Man, this movie was like really bloody."
They had too much fun.
I like how they read, yeah. But no. Trying to think what else I picked up from the novel, the graphic novel. Let me think.
Well, as a surprise to no one, I was happy about the romance.
Yes.
So that was nice.
Yes. Something for the ladies. No, I'm kidding.
Just a little bit.
I mean, I was just really curious about what was going on because, like, obviously, like you could tell, even though they weren't like revealing much in the beginning, because the Baron kept insinuating things, and it was just like, well, what's this history here? Like, what's going on? How does she know him? And the bird that he had given her, and
yes,
whatnot.
That was like, cool. Yeah, I like that reveal a lot. Yeah, because Jonas, the setup being that Jonas had destroyed his bird. It was that or the Baron had. And then she goes back and to the room where she has her own, that you give him, like the OG bird, I guess, back when you did it. But that's the other thing now that you mention it. How Jonas was not able to get, like all the other kids, the toys are animated, not for Jonas. So take that for what you will, considering his present frame of, well, if you're going to be ultimately destroyed, yeah, I can see why, but it's just a question of, using the resources that you have, I guess, and, not squandering them or breaking them willfully, which, kind of says something about his inner being at the time, because apparently he only had his father to influence him. This is the way he turned out. That's my reading on it anyway.
Yeah. The fact that they were like, I don't know, I thought it was going to be worse because I know they were like rounding up the children and sticking them all in a room. And I was like, oh no, what's going to happen here? But the wolf looks really, really scary on the cover.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, his snout's covered in blood.
Well, yeah, but like, and I know she's protective and whatever, but like, it was funny because I was showing it to my roommate and I was like, oh, you should read this because I had just finished reading it. And he looked at the wolf on the cover and then flipping through, he was like, is that the same wolf? Why does she look like a puppy here? And she so I think this is like the meanest she looks throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, well, again, to the art by Dan Mora, another striking scene is when, Klaus tells, we have to go hunting, and then they find this enormous deer, and he has the dagger out, and she's like, Lily's like attacking the neck of the deer. It's like, oh my god, it's clearly not for kids. So,
yeah, but
gotta eat.
Yeah.
If she had died, I would have like thrown the book across the room.
Well, she did, but again, she was. That's the way I read it. And they
resurrection isn't died.
Yeah, no, because I was
that's
like,
just died.
Yeah, I kept going.
Yes,
I kept going, but I was like, no.
Yeah, when she was shot with the poison arrows, it's like, yeah, that's probably gonna be hard to take, but but yeah, in the terms of the story, yeah, they had to be something greater than what they were. So that's the way I read it. But
And also, I think I'm just like, I have PTSD now because I feel like every time an author sticks an animal in a book, it's like
They gotta kill
that's
it.
the animal's fate. Or even in video games, every time
Yep.
it's horrible.
yeah, without being spoilery. I mean, I'm thinking of the one movie that did that unexpectedly, and people still have issues with it to this day. And I won't say what it is because I don't want to spoil it.
I have an idea, and I think she's right. Okay.
To be honest, I've never seen the movie. I just know that, from reading online comments, yeah, it was like,
Right.
haha, surprise. So, but yeah, I mean, again, you could see how things are going to unfold, but it's just done so well that it's like it's still new. That's one of the things I appreciate it. And especially like when he gets his sleigh, and then Krampus wants on, hey, look at the set of wheels, it's mine now, and they become like the damned version of it. And plus there's no reindeers, there's wolves pulling that sleigh.
Right.
So yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what to say about it. It's just like a really good holiday story, and simple as that. So
It's violent, but it definitely captures like the goodness and the spirit of Christmas.
mm-hmm. Well, again, if you read the other ones, for the most part, you'll see that sort of continues.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I was told, it's like a super Santa Claus is a superhero. Well, yeah, of course. So, but like I said, if you like this one, the other two ones are definitely worth reading. So,
I thought it was interesting that he like just essentially was put into this trance by the music and just started making all the toys, just creating all the toys for the kids, the animated.
Yes, the wild spirits. I forget what they call them in the book, but yeah, essentially it. Yeah, and again, he had to become something other than what he was. And that's the point of the book, I think. Renewal, redemption, and whatnot. So, and there are no bad kids.
So if you stop to consider like Santa Claus's superpowers, which one is the coolest?
The superpowers?
Yeah, like if we said that, well, he can fly with the reindeer.
Well, I mean that if you can actually go do that an entire night, like visit that many houses, I think that would probably be the coolest superpower.
That'd be the coolest one. Not
speed,
being able to tell if people are like naughty or nice, just.
Oh well, that's useful too, isn't it?
There's without giving too much away, I hope you pegged it with that,
right?
Because that's actually mentioned in one of the other books. So
that's it. Yeah, that's good call.
So, but yeah, I mean,
maybe not his physical abilities.
Yeah, well, yeah, you have to have physical abilities, because weaklings, and but yeah, I wish I could remember the rules. I know one was joy, but I can't remember what the other two were they gave him. That's where his power derives from. So, but yeah, it's not all about punching crime in the
Christmas magic.
I'll just say that. Bah humbug. No. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure what else to say about it. I mean, it's
without giving away, everything,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's. I don't know. You just want to mention how amazing the artwork is. A bunch of times.
Dan Mora. That's especially true in the later volumes. I can't say why, but yeah, it's he did a really, really good job.
Wait, so who was the guy that he tried to save? Which I guess was part of her dad's. This guy. Who was this guy?
What page are you on?
Oh, it doesn't say. Mine doesn't have page numbers.
Oh, okay.
So that's not helpful.
About the middle of the book or what?
Kind of. Let's see. I don't know if you can see.
No, there's one where he actually saves the father of the boy who helped him when he was in his human form.
Oh,
If that's the one you're talking about.
maybe.
The guy who works in the mines. I can't
Yeah.
remember. He becomes the leader of the.
Oh wait, but I don't
Other
think it's
adult.
the guy. I think this guy was like, unless I'm interpreting the story wrong, I thought that
He worked for the Baron.
he was part of her father's army or something.
Oh yeah, the captain, or yeah, it's one of the captains. I think he served with Klaus, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, yeah, because
I remember him toward the end of the book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the dad. He's a scrawny dude.
Yeah, even the light illustrations, which it's kind of hard to draw light.
Yes.
Um,
Aren't those colors gorgeous too? I mean,
yeah.
That's really, really nice.
But
Yes.
I would definitely.
The thought had crossed my mind of getting the hardcover Klaus edition.
I really would have if I was getting money in time. I was like, I only have so many hours left.
Yes.
Because it looked very, very pretty.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it did. But it's like, well, I still have it on my Kindle. I can still read it. Right. What the hell am I going to do with a $75 hardcover? I mean, yes, it is gorgeous, but
I don't know. I kind of like my graphic novels in hardcover. Like I have the three books of Saga, book 1, book 2, and book 3.
Well, that's back. They are producing again.
Yeah.
Did you actually finish the first one?
I finished the first book and the second book, and I started the third book, but I didn't finish that one.
Yeah, no. I would know if you had. No,
there's an emotional reaction that you would have given.
There's something that happens. It's like if you've read it, then I know that you've read it. So, yeah.
Ooh. But, what else did you say Grant Morrison has written?
One of my favorite series is Animal Man. His run of Animal Man.
Okay.
Which gets into more like philosophical sort of stuff and meta stuff, again without giving anything away, but it's one of my favorite runs. He also did a run of Doom Patrol, which is really good too. So, but yeah, he's written all kinds of stuff. So,
and how about Dan Mora stuff that he's
Dan Mora? I don't remember seeing any of his work in my travels. I mean, I should be more conscientious of the artists, but this one just so struck out at me. It's like, oh my god, this is amazing. And plus, they kept the creative team consistent through all three books.
Right.
Because it's not unusual. We changed the artist and like every other book. It's like, well, it has a different look and feel now. So, yeah, absolutely outstanding. But
I'm trying to think what else we could say about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it proceeds as one would expect, in a Christmas tale. The origin. What?
She popped it open to the
rooms.
Yeah, come.
Oh, good.
Make better. Make better.
Yeah.
One looks like an X, one looks like a P, and one looks like a backward Z-ish.
Yeah. Yeah, they mention what they are, but not on the page they're displayed. Yeah, well done, guys.
Not helpful.
Yeah, like I said, I keep saying, one is joy. I don't remember what the other ones are.
I wonder where they mention them.
Gotta have to read it again.
Mm-hmm. I did, and actually, this reading was one where I on the graveyard scenes. Oh wait, that's not Klaus. That's like at the gravesite. Klaus is in the background, sort of thing. So yeah, you do pick things up that
kind of looks like He-Man there.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
All the wolves.
have a later on in life. I'll have a wolf named Prancer.
Aww. I was looking and the wolf was howling and singing.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely like builds the tension with the release of like, you know, the big bad monster Krampus thing coming.
Yes. Have you ever seen the? Well, this I guess this kind of gives it away in a way by asking the question. Have you ever seen Rare Exports?
Mm-mm. No.
It's one of my favorite Christmas movies. It's a Finnish film, which kind of takes that up. It's very similar to what happens in this.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah.
You said Rare Exports?
Rare Exports, yeah. A Christmas Tale. It's actually, a coming of age story for Pietari.
Just spam.
Yeah, if you have Amazon Prime, it's on Prime.
Oh, that's cool.
So
we can check that out. I don't know. Is there anything else, or are we like in final thoughts territory?
I'm trying to think of anything else that we may have missed, but I'm not coming up with anything. Oh, you missed this, that, and it's like, well,
yeah.
Well,
chime in.
So,
like, we could have used you here.
Yeah, could use you on the channel, but but that's part of the fun too, depending on how it's done. It's like, oh, I didn't see that. Where did you see that? And, oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So tell us what you loved about Klaus.
Me?
No.
I think
the comments. Anybody that come in to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was expecting going into it. Because like it kind of right away starts off. I don't know if violence is the right word, but he just shows up and right away he starts to be treated like, get out of here, why are you here?
Mm-hmm. He's not from around here, but he really is. It's been a while. Yeah. Because, they made the point that, well, this is not the city I knew when I was here before. It's all dark and whatnot.
And I think that's also what made the story so great, like just the way the intrigue was set up.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why I feel like it was well written, because of the way he just dropped hints but made you want to keep turning the page and reading to find out what was actually going on, because it really wasn't clear until.
And there are certain holiday things that he drops, but he does it in such a way that it's interesting. Like, oh, where are all the children? Like you could see that in the art, in the panels, but to actually say that, it's like, well, yeah. So, and then it's like, oh, well, nobody can have fun because that's the Baron's order, and all the toys go to Jonas.
To squash all the happiness.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you could also make the point. This is what happens with the 1%. The aristocracy. I want this, and I don't care who has to.
Right, who suffers because of it?
Yeah, sort of a thing. So, a bit of social justice, but hidden in the general, bad guy theme. So, is there any sympathy for the Baron? How about that?
I don't think I had any sympathy for him.
Okay.
I think he was given the perfect character to be that sniveling.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not sniveling, but was that the right word to use? I just feel like
I think they did a good job.
More like a henchman than a bad guy, than the main antagonist.
I think they did a good job of representing him as someone who obviously was insecure and obviously felt weak.
Yes.
and was weak, and because of that, that's why he was trying to get the things that he wanted. And I think that was represented well.
Yes.
Yeah, because they make it a point where they were both vying for Lady Dagmar's affection, and it's clear that Klaus is the better man, so she goes with him, obviously. So he gets his own the only way he knows how. So, and of course we wouldn't have a story if he didn't. So
if it didn't, yeah.
So in that sense, he's entirely necessary. Is he a good villain for Klaus? Do you think?
I mean, like he seemed like just a weak villain, but it was what he brought into the picture that was the bigger problem.
Yeah, so that was my next question. Or is Krampus for lack of a better word, the Krampus, is that the real villain?
I mean, to me, yeah, because there's no real competition between the Baron and Klaus in physically or in confidence or in affection of Jonas and Dagmar. So
yeah, and that's rooted in the the question, what would Batman be without the Joker, or Superman without like Luthor? So they need that, and yes, the Baron was just the entryway to get to the main attraction, but the Baron, the character of the Baron, was apparently obviously easily manipulated himself. To be that delusional. It's like, okay, I'm going to set you free. You're going to give me all the power. It's like,
right.
Okay, what's wrong with this
You're
picture?
You're going to listen to what I said because I'm going to set you free.
Yeah, squash. So, well, it didn't go squash, but you burned them up. But still,
I mean,
same difference.
And with the tension, I liked how, he makes us like, oh no, is the city going to burn down, and that sort of a thing too. So it wasn't just the fight between Klaus and Krampus. It was everything else going up with it. So it was higher stakes than you'd appreciate. So yeah,
than just that fight.
Yeah, and again, the common people get screwed again, because they have to rebuild it. And and it was Dagmar. And I think it was the captain who told her, it's like, look, you have to win yourself back to the people's good graces. You can't just walk in, and she understands that, to her credit. So she saves herself at the end, but I think for the woman that one would understand Klaus to appreciate and want to be with, she had to be smart, independent, but in the book, that's kind of taken away from her by her lot in life, I think. So that makes her the most interesting character to me. Like, Klaus, we kind of know, I think, where it's going.
Right.
But,
Well, I like that, like, at some point, even before Klaus was like immediately in the picture, she had already started, rejecting what the Baron was doing and how he was behaving, and like, standing up to him in her own way, however she was able
in a limited way. But I mean, was it like Klaus? Apart from his resurrection, his character essentially doesn't change, because he always has to be good, in the same way. And the Barons didn't change because he has to be evil, otherwise we wouldn't have the story that we have. So, but the rest, like Jonas and Dagmar.
So I don't know if it was that I didn't catch all of it, but like, if Klaus was blamed for her father's death,
yes,
I don't think we got enough of how that made Klaus feel. Like, I feel like, they described what happened, and kind of told the story
Right.
so that you know, and you're like, oh, that's what happened.
Yeah.
But I can imagine for someone who is a good person to be accused of something you didn't do and would probably never do.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked to see a little bit more about what he was
That's
thinking.
an interesting omission in the sense that we meet Klaus long after this has happened. And he's gotten over it, mostly at least. But
because it definitely seems like something you'd carry with you.
Although I did like the dialogue when he first meets back up with her again. Because he has a question. It's like, why did you? So the obvious questions. So, but yeah, I mean, just an all-around enjoyable book to me, I think.
Do we want to do final thoughts?
Sure,
we could do that.
Yeah, final thoughts.
I'm gonna give it 5 stars. I enjoyed it.
Would you continue the series?
Yeah, I'd read more. Absolutely. Look at pretty pictures by Dan Mora.
I also give it 5 stars.
Excellent.
I thought it was really good, and like I haven't read a ton of graphic novels or anything, but for whatever reason, this one just felt, I don't know. I just really appreciated the writing.
I consumed it in 2 sittings.
Yeah.
Wow, good.
So, and I assume you probably also give it 5 stars.
Well, if you got this far and that wasn't obvious, then I haven't been doing my job right. So yeah, I loved it. Like, for the first time, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So, and
forgive my ignorance, because I don't know. Like this, it has like a medal on it. It says it's a Will Eisner nominee.
Oh yes, that's a big deal. That's like the Academy Awards and the Oscars for comics.
It says 2017 Best Penciler Inker.
Yep. Yeah, the colors are amazing in this book. But yeah, if you ever see anything that says Eisner Award winning, almost invariably it's going to be a good read. When I've, for me, there's certain exceptions, but
Cool. I'll have to look out for that.
I've actually read one of Will Eisner's books, which was really good too. So,
what was that?
Conversations with God, I think is the name of it. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, again, really, really, really good comic book writing. So, yeah, like I said, if you see that, then chances are it's going to be a good book. So.
All right, so 5 stars all around for Klaus by Grant Morrison and illustrated by Dan Mora.
Yes.
And we're discussing this kind of late in the month, but
this is the day after Christmas, so it seems kind of appropriate.
We've decided that we're still going to read something for December. And so we're picking a short book called The Traveling Cat Chronicles.
Mm-hmm.
By Hiro Arikawa and translated by Philip Gabriel. So we will be talking about that soon, closer to the beginning of January. So, did you get very far?
I'm a cat.
Oh, you?
No.
I don't read. I'm a cat.
I got a decent.
Okay. Do you think I should just read it with my eyes, or should I? Okay. Okay.
You could probably speed up the audiobook to.
It's not about. It wasn't about me rushing you or anything. I'm just wondering if there's anything confusing about it, like if there's like time jumping or different perspectives, or because usually for stuff like that, I'd prefer to read it with my eyes so I can see those
the
notations for that. Yeah.
Right. I'll let you know if I come across those.
Okay. If not, I'll just wait on you to finish the label. So once again, that's what we're reading for the month of December, The Traveling Cat Chronicles.
And we'll have to knock it out fast.
Yeah. It's not that long though. It's
no, will
277 pages. Like
that. Yeah.
I think about a couple hours away from being done.
Cool. All right. So if you stuck around this long, thank you so much for joining us. I hope maybe you'll pick up the Traveling Cat Chronicles and come back next month. But as a reminder, if you ever want to join us on the chat on screen, you can do that by becoming a patron on patreon.com/Libri Labra. Hope you all had a wonderful holiday and that you have a wonderful new year. So bye, everyone.